Welcome everyone back to a new video. In today's video, we're taking a look at 25 of the best new and upcoming survival games releasing on all platforms. Now, starting off this list with Derelicts. Derelicts is an upcoming shooter, survival, action, adventure, fighting game being developed and published by Roman. The game will be releasing on the PC with a release date to be announced. Next up is VoidTrain. VoidTrain is an early access survival indie adventure shooter strategy game being developed and published by Nerga. The game will be releasing for the Xbox One, the PC, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series X. Now, this game has been out in the early access for some time now, but the early access version for Steam will be coming sometime in October, whilst the full version of this game has to be announced. Next up is Nightingale. Nightingale is the upcoming open world survival, exploration, adventure, role-playing, first-person fantasy game being developed by Inflection Games. The game will be releasing for the PC with a Q2 2023 release date.
If the portal arch is inactive, you'll need to make realm cards from rare resources. Once you have realm cards, you can activate in the interrealmic void, waiting to get in. If these shadows have offended, think but this.
Next up is the Sons of the Forest. Sons of the Forest is the upcoming survival, harrow, action, adventure, simulation, indie game being developed and published by Night Games. The game will be releasing exclusively for the PC at this moment. The game will be releasing sometime October 2022. Next up is Arc 2. Arc 2 is an upcoming survival MMO role-playing shooter adventure simulation game being developed and published by Studio Wildcard. Due to the partnership between Studio Wildcard and Microsoft Gaming, Arc 2 will be releasing exclusively to the PC, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S. The game has a 2023 release date.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
Next up is Dead Islands 2. Dead Islands 2 is an upcoming survival horror first-person shooter action adventure fighting game being developed and is published by Deep Silver. Now I mean, welcome back from the dead to this game. I thought we would never see the light of this game, like seriously. But anyhow, the game will be releasing for the PS5, the PC, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series X. The game is stated to be releasing on February 3, 2023.
Oh shit. Boom! Gods and whiskey! I will not have this devil in my house!
Gosh, this is beyond insane.
Next up is Rooted. Rooted is the upcoming open-world survival horror post-apocalyptic action-adventure exploration game being developed and is published by Headlight Studio. At the moment, Rooted is currently being developed for the PC only. Rooted has a release date to be announced. Next up is Palworld. Palworld is the upcoming role-playing survival indie shooter adventure fighting game being developed and is published by Pocket Pair. The game will be releasing on the PC with a 2023 release date. Next up is Smalland. Smalland is the upcoming survival open world adventure indie game being developed and is published by Merge Game. The game will be releasing on the PC, the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox Series X. The game has a release date to be announced.
You've gone out ahead, scouted the land, and they've got some quests for you that are going to teach you a bit about the world and the systems at play in Smalland.
Yeah, so there's a series of NPCs, and we've actually covered those in some Steam posts, and there's a couple of NPCs with better swords, etc. So one of the things we have now is we have quite a late game quest, and to do that we need to do some prep. So whilst I was scavenging for resources, Danny was doing some nice home building.
Yeah, so you'll make your main base up in the trees of Smalland, but you can build anywhere in the land, and you can make a really nice little forward camp. See here, nice bit of lighting, and you can decorate the interior of it. Customization is really important to us. Here is a much bigger build that I built late.
Next up is Blind Descent. Blind Descent is the upcoming action survival indie adventure game being developed and is being published by Puckchuck. The game will be releasing for the PC with a release date to be announced. Next up is The Lost Wild. The Lost Wild is the upcoming action-adventure survival dinosaur horror game being developed by Great Ape and is published by Annapurna Interactive. The game will be releasing for the PC with a 2022 release date.
Radio. Along the way, you'll encounter many dinosaurs, but you'll have to deal with them in a non-lethal way. You'll need to observe the dinosaurs' behavior pattern to find a way to overcome them by either creating short-term distractions, intimidating, or scaring them. So it's a bit similar to how you had to avoid the alien in Alien Isolation by using similar tactics. You'll have to be resourceful and scavenge locations and find valuable items. Whatever useful items that you'll find could be used to create makeshift contraptions to give you a fighting chance. I think if you enjoyed watching the Jurassic Park movies and enjoyed playing games like Alien Isolation or even playing survival horror games in general, then I feel like this game will be right up your alley. As stated by the developers, The Lost Wild won't be releasing till around 2024, and they just recently announced that they have...
Next up is I Am Future. I Am Future is the upcoming adventure strategy simulation survival game being developed by Mandragora and is to be published by TinyBuild. The game will be releasing for the PC. The game has a release date sometime in 2022.
Warning! Hibernation aborted. Your total hibernation time was 6 years, 6 months, 5 days. Welcome to Eden, your new home.
I have no idea where the hell I am. But damn, this place is gorgeous.
Next up is Little Devil Inside. Little Devil Inside is the upcoming role-playing, fighting, survival, shooter, action-adventure game being developed and is published by Neostream Interactive. The game will be released on the Nintendo Switch, the PS5, the Xbox One, the PC, the Xbox Series X, the PS4, and the Xbox Series S. The game has a Q4 2022 release date.
The letter he received. The job seems simple enough. Well, it turns out that the job is not going to be so simple after all. Ever since leaving the mansion, strange-looking creatures constantly appear. Here he is surrounded by a mob, striking and sticking the blade into enemies to pull and throw them around. During his travels, Billy needs to resort to his survival instincts and make use of whatever he has to survive. often being exposed to the harsh side of Mother Nature.
Next up is The Day Before. The Day Before is an upcoming MMO shooter adventure survival action game being developed by Fantastic and is to be published by Montana. The game will be releasing on the PS5, the PC, the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S. The game will be releasing on March 1st, 2023. Next up is Earth from Another Sun. Earth from Another Sun is an upcoming role-playing strategy action survival game being developed and is to be published by Multiverse. The game will be releasing on the PC. The game has a release date of summer in 2023.
We will resist till the end. We will defend our nation. We will fight for the homes of our people. We will engage those who wish us harm. We will battle on solid ground and among the stars. We will confront them on the mountains of Io. We will repel them in the craters of Eris. We will never capitulate.
Next up is Drake Odd Survive. Drake Odd Survive is an upcoming shooter action adventure survival fighting game being developed and is to be published by Kale Jump Games. The game will be releasing for the PC and the game has a release date to be announced. Next up is FrostPunk 2. FrostPunk 2 is an upcoming simulation strategy survival game being developed and is to be published by 11-Bit Studio. The game will be releasing for the PC with a release date to be announced.
Promises. Some say we betrayed our brothers. Some say we abandoned God. But it is us, not them, who brought us this far. And those who make sacrifices today will reap the rewards of tomorrow.
Next up is Night is Coming. Night is Coming is an upcoming role-playing survival simulation strategy game being developed by Wildfire Studios and is to be published by the Ravenscourt Planion. The game will be releasing for the PC, as are many games on this list, and so are many survival games in general. The game has a 2022 release date. Next up is Dune Awakening. Dune Awakening is an upcoming MMO survival, open world, action adventure, sci-fi exploration, role-playing game being developed and is to be published by Funcom. The game will be releasing for the PC, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the game has a release date to be announced.
Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. Face my fear. I will permit it to pass over and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing.
Next up is Dead Matter. Dead Matter is an upcoming shooter, action, simulation, horror, survival, adventure, fighting game being developed and is being published by Quantum Integrity Software. The game will be releasing on the PC. The game has a closed alpha that should come out in August 29, 2022. Just like 2 days, 1 or 2 days before this video drop. Now, and for the game full release, well, that could take years.
Where'd you guys go?
Next up is Among the Trolls. Among the Trolls is the upcoming action adventure simulation fighting survival game that is currently being developed by Forbidden Studios and is being published by 505 Games. The game will be releasing for the PC. The game has a Q3 2022 release date. Next up is Above Snakes. Above Snakes is the upcoming role-playing action-adventure survival game being developed by Tobias Schnackenberg and is published by Crytekvo. The game will be releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PC, the PS4, the Xbox One, the PS5, and the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X. The game has an early 2023 release date. Next up is Wizard with a Gun. Wizard with a Gun is an upcoming survival indie shooter adventure roguelike game being developed by Galvanic Games and is to be published by Devolver Digital. The game will be releasing on a Nintendo Switch and the PC. The game will be releasing sometime in 2022. Next up is Forever Skies. Forever Skies is the upcoming first-person survival action-adventure game being developed and is published by Far From Home. The game will be releasing on the PC, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S. The game has a release date of sometime in 2022. Now, ending off this amazing listing is Wild West Dynasty. Wild West Dynasty is an upcoming simulation, action, adventure, survival shooter game being developed by Moonpunch Studios and is to be published by Topless Production. The game will be released on the PC with a 2022 release date.
And I will become the most powerful man in the West. I will be remembered for generations to come. I will leave my mark on history. But first, there are some things I need to take care of. When we move to the West, I was promised peace and prosperity.
Well, that's definitely the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching. Please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, peace out.
Betrayal and murder. But I will survive.